Ladies and gentlemen, we are 5 nights away from KPW Ignition on the 25th of January, but tonight is a hot, heated, intense, highly anticipated edition of KPW War Zone. It is I, Tapey Styles, calling the action right down the middle, flying solo as always, and tonight we have 4 high-octane, high-intensity, highly personal bouts to bring to you, including 2 tag team bouts here tonight. Our first of 2 bouts, of course, being the unlikely pairing of K-Dog, the Pitbull, and Popcorn Poppy against the Connection, Jim Ross, and the Rhinestone Cowboy himself, the Sauce. So to come later on tonight, we'll be seeing Ricky Rhombus, one of the #1 contenders for the KPW Hardcore Championship, take on the #1 contender for the KPW Twitch Championship, the Star Attraction Pierre Cinema. But in our main event, we'll be seeing the First Nation, Slarty, Shuko, take on the self-proclaimed, the so-called Dinger, whoever that masked individual may be, whoever that face-painted individual may be. And of course, the KPW World Heavyweight Champion, the Viceroy Jedi. But to start off the show hot and heavy, in front of the sold-out capacity crowd here at the Kumite Center, the KPW Tag Team Champions, one half of the KPW Tag Team Champions, the Role Model Tape, takes on the KPW Hardcore Champion, the King of Raptor Style, Corey Sinclair, in a champion versus champion opening bout. It was not without much trial. It was not without trepidation that Tape built his way back up to a point of prominence here in KPW. 2024 had its ups and downs for Tape. He managed to pull himself together. He managed to form that strong, unlikely, unorthodox bond with Bob and win the KPW Tag Team Championships at fever pitch all the way back to the end of December. But you can't bring up unorthodox without talking about Corey Sinclair. The current KPW Hardcore Champion, Corey Sinclair, marching down to ringside, marching with intent, marching with purpose. And in this bout, what you're seeing here is singles action. 2 of the most agile, athletic individuals here in the KPW locker room. Tape, Corey Sinclair, headlock takeover by Tape to Corey Sinclair. Corey was looking for that rolling wheel kick, a favored move in Corey's arsenal, his bag of tricks. Big knife edge chop to the chest from Tape, back suplex retaliation from Corey Sinclair, enziguri from Tape to Corey Sinclair. May be a first time ever matchup here between Corey Sinclair and Tape. These two have never shared the same ring with one another here in KPW. But 2025 is all about breaking new ground here for Kumite Professional Wrestling, as Tape and Bob seek out to reform and rebuild the tag team division in their own image. Rolling wheel kick, setting Tape over the top rope and down to the floor. Corey feeling a bit froggy here. Tape saw it coming, he put the knees up. But Corey was able to pump the brakes right before disaster struck. Tape looking to retrieve a weapon here. It's not often where we'd see Tape rely on foreign objects to get the job done here. Super kick attempt countered by Tape. Ankle lock on the outside. Submissions don't count out here on the floor.
11.
Corey Sinclair leaping back into the ring in between these ropes. Tape managing to avoid the handspring moonsault over the top rope and down to the floor. Action returning to ringside. Victory roll-up pin. Arm elbow tie-up, step-up enziguri, dodged by Corey Sinclair. Corey capitalizing with a Boston Crab, making Tape pay for it. While Corey Sinclair is well-renowned, well-regarded for his striking ability, especially those deadly, educated feet that he puts to such good use in these bouts. Tape is definitely right behind him as far as being a spring chicken goes. Spinning back elbows, sending Corey through the ropes. Enziguri from Corey to Tape. Still to come, ladies and gentlemen, later on tonight, 2 tag team bouts to come. Our first of 2 tag team bouts, of course, coming up next. The team of Popcorn Poppy and K-Dog taking on the Connection, the Sauce, and Jim Ross. Before we get to that, we'll be hearing from the #1 contender for the KPW World Heavyweight Championship, the Heartthrob Popo, ahead of his championship bout here 5 nights from tonight, this Saturday night at Ignition. Powerbomb pinfall attempt from Corey Sinclair, but Tape's foot was able to reach the rope. These two sizing each other up. Roundhouse kick. Corey Sinclair accidentally, inadvertently opening himself up for that head strike. Trying to go for that Mongolian chop. Irish whip reversal from Corey Sinclair. Flapjack from Corey to Tape. Another collar and elbow tie-up. Fall away slam from Corey. Tossing Tape towards the center of the ring. Another rolling wheel kick from Corey. Super kick into the turnbuckle. And Tape is dazed, he is confused, he is in quite a vulnerable position here in this opening champion versus champion bout here tonight on War Zone. Waistlock tie-up. German suplex counter. Corey was able to land on his feet there. Handspring back elbow into the face of Tape. And whatever offense that Tape has been able to mount up in this opening bout so far, Corey has been able to double whatever output Tape is trying to go for. Tape is in danger. Corey Sinclair, electric chair drop position. He's looking for the oil spill. Hooking the leg. And Corey Sinclair emerges victorious in a thrilling opening bout here tonight. In a champion versus champion bout between Corey Sinclair and Tape, the hardcore champion versus one half of the tag team champions. the hardcore champion emerged victorious, sending a message to two of his challengers this weekend, the Saturday night, 9/8 Central, KPW Ignition. Corey Sinclair taking on two contenders in Ricky Rhombus and Jim Ross. To get a look at that Ignition card coming up in just 5 nights. Kabuki goes one-on-one against K-Dog in a highly anticipated rematch from Fever Pitch. A match that will surely excite the Kumite faithful. A match that will certainly rock the foundation of KPW. We'll be seeing Bob, our resident double champion, Tape's partner in crime, one half of the tag team champions, as well as the KPW Twitch champion, defend his championship here at the Kumite Center in 5 nights against the star attraction, Pierre Cinema, a man that we will be seeing in action later on tonight. But that's not all, folks. 2 of the 4 combatants in our upcoming tag team bout coming up next on War Zone will be locking horns in singles action at Ignition as the Sauce takes on Popcorn Poppy. And as aforementioned, as we said once again, Corey Sinclair, the KPW Hardcore Champion, defends against 2 challengers, Ricky Rhombus, and of course, the tag team partner of the Sauce here tonight, Jim Ross, as he hopes to reclaim relevancy, reclaim status here in KPW. Of course, speaking of tag team action at Ignition, we will be seeing a championship contenders match. One of these 2 teams will advance to next week's edition of Warzone, where they will challenge Bob and Tate for the KPW Tag Team Championships as the Influence, Big Bernard, Tommy Tanks take on Bloom and Bilko of the Scheme. And of course, the main event in just 5 nights. KPW World Heavyweight Championship up for grabs. The Heartthrob Popo takes on the Viceroy, the reigning and defending KPW World Heavyweight Champion, Jedi. As we get one more look at that oil spill, the one that did in the role model tape here tonight on Warzone. That patented electric chair drop from Corey Sinclair. Perfect angling, far away from the center of the ring as possible. A much stiffer, a much more blunt impact when you're in the corner of the ring. Tape's head just being drilled into the mat with authority. Not even the toughest men could kick out of a move as devastating as the oil spill. And what a hell of a message to send to Ricky Rhombus and Jim Ross. Congratulations to the king of Raptor Style, the KPW Hardcore Champion, Corey Sinclair. And coming up next, tag team action as Popcorn Poppy and K-Dog take on the Connection, the Sauce, and Jim Ross. But before we get to our tag team bout, we have a bit of a word here. A videotape that we were sent in here to the offices earlier today, courtesy of the Heartthrob, the #1 contender for the KPW World Heavyweight Championship. Popo.
So we want to talk about the man that runs it all. You don't even run your own goddamn block. This is what your home turf has to offer. Ignition couldn't get here any sooner. KPW deserves a champion that can rise to any occasion. A former hardcore champion. A former Twitch champion. Never needed a shortcut to win those titles. And on Saturday, I'm not going to need another shortcut to win the big one either.
You're not a hard man to find when you dress like a 1980s aerobics video in broad daylight. You can preach to me all you want, that you don't need a shortcut to take this title from me. Maybe you didn't take notes from your peers because I am a caliber of wrestler that you've never fought before. If I were you, I'd stick to these beaches and stay away from the Kumite Center tonight on War Zone. Run a 10K. Hit up a bodega. Wash yourself off in Split Town, because if I see you in that building later on tonight, I'm gonna make an example out of you on Saturday. I run this damn town. I run this damn company. And most importantly, whether you want to admit it or not, when I get my hands on you, you're gonna know that I run it all. Saturday can't come soon enough.
Oh, I'm going to love getting my hands on you on Saturday, Jedi. But maybe you should take some advice for once and tread carefully around the First Nation. I don't have a lot of love for them, but whatever they take from you later tonight, I get to pick up the scraps at Ignition. You take them for granted, and I'm going to take that KPW World Heavyweight Championship in your own home turf.
What a tense standoff here on the beaches earlier today outside the Kumite Center. Now, considering what we've seen from our World Heavyweight Champion, the Viceroy Jedi, over the past several months, really his entire residency here in KPW, I'm surprised it didn't come to blows there in the sand dunes there. But these two men, K-Dog, Popcorn Poppy, they're more than willing to throw down at any given venue across the damn country. K-Dog has been picking up a rapid series of wins over the past several months. Popcorn Poppy reestablishing his reputation, his dominance here in KPW. Embroiling himself into a bit of a fight, a squabble the past several weeks against the Sauce after helping him get eliminated from the 8-man Twitch Battle Royal at the season premiere just 2 weeks ago. And here comes Jim Ross marching his way down to ringside. A man that's been reaping all the benefits of the Sauce's rising notoriety in the past several weeks, the past several months. Looking to claim his spot back in the KPW totem pole, a spot that he feels he never lost. A spot that he feels like he never should have lost.
Do you smell what the Rock is cooking?
And out comes the Rhinestone Cowboy himself, the Sauce. To round out the team for tonight's tag team bout, the first of 2 tag team bouts. The 2024 Lethal Lottery winner, the inaugural KPW Twitch champion. Sending out his tag team partner to start off the bout. Hoping to reserve his energy, hoping to save his energy for when he gets his hands on Popcorn Poppy. K-Dog and Jim Ross starting off tonight's bout. Jim Ross looking for an equalizer already with the steel steps here. Roundhouse kick sending Jim Ross into the turnbuckle. Shoulder thrust into the corner. Damn near splitting Jim Ross in half. I'm surprised he's able to stand up and let him breathe. With the bruising that his ribs have to be feeling after that thrust. K-Dog is an elite caliber wrestler. We have very few individuals have been able to back a man like Jim Ross into a proverbial and literal corner the way that we've seen it from K-Dog. K-Dog throwing Jim Ross into the corner. The Sauce making the tag, reading the room, as they say. K-Dog in the Sauce. Throwing down, roundhouse kick countered to an ankle lock from the Sauce. Sauce, a once beloved figure of the Kumite faithful throughout the course of the spring and the summer. Slowly and surely losing his way, his weight, his sway with the Kumite faithful over the course of the fall and into the winter. It all began at Madhouse, where he took out the previous KPW World Heavyweight Champion Chris Billy, negotiating a deal with Pierre Cinema at the time. Pierre holding back at the last minute to go into the Golden Gauntlet and get his title shot against Jedi the fair way, the right way. And many have claimed that the Sauce has gone off a little bit off the beaten path if he's trying to go for the World Heavyweight Championship. Sauce almost insulted that a man like Pierre Cinema was able to just work his way down into the Twitch division, no questions asked, without putting in any kind of the work. That escalated into a deeply hatred-filled and personal vendetta. The Sauce emerging victorious at our previous special Fever Pitch. Popcorn Poppy returning the night after Fever Pitch. Diving clothesline from the floor. Down to the floor, excuse me. K-Dog and Jim Ross duking it out on the floor here. Popcorn Poppy and the Sauce staring daggers into one another from across the ring. Both men refusing to break their glances. Rolling clothesline from K-Dog. Seemed like both Popcorn Poppy and the Sauce were a bit hypnotized. They were ready to just throw down here. You're tonight on War Zone. Why wait till Saturday night? Tag made from Jim Ross to the Sauce. Diving clothesline into K-Dog. Irish whip reversal. Sauce's plan all along was to take out all the competition so he could have an easy path up to the Viceroy Jedi. A man that we'll be seeing later on tonight in our tag team main event, as him and the so-called icon, that imposter, that man that parades himself around as Ding, takes on the First Nation, Slarty and Sigma Shuko. As we saw from the tapes sent to us earlier today, the #1 contender in the world heavyweight champion, meeting up at the beaches outside of the Kumite Center here. Exchanging a brief war of words. World heavyweight champion under intense scrutiny over the past several months, all because of what went down at Madhouse. The Sauce running the ropes, looking for that Luka Bach elbow, drilling it into the heart of K-Dog. Cover, 2 count breakup courtesy of Popcorn Poppy, keeping K-Dog alive in this bout, keeping the tag team alive for more exciting action here tonight on Warzone. And the Sauce is looking to pick business right back up where it was before. A second Luka Bach elbow. Sauce picking up more and more speed as he runs each side of the ring. Jim Ross in perfect position to help defend that lateral press cover from the Sauce. Sauce able to roll right through that rolling clothesline attempt from K-Dog. Popcorn Poppy tagged in. Popcorn Poppy versus the Sauce here tonight on Warzone. They ain't waiting till Ignition. They're ready to fire things up here, right now. Irish whip reversal by Popcorn Poppy. Drop toe hold. Popcorn Poppy targeting those elbows of the Sauce, trying to rip the pads off. Sauce Irish whip into the rope, holding on for dear life. Back elbow from Popcorn Poppy. Popcorn Poppy was looking to go for a double axe handle there, but the Sauce was able to evade it and get out of range at the right place at the right time. Popcorn Poppy, the cold, calculated Jim Ross squaring up in the center of the ring. Irish whip into the turnbuckle here. Jim Ross behind enemy lines here. Irish whip into neutral waters there. Forearm smash into the face of Jim Ross into the corner. Jim Ross connecting with a clothesline to Popcorn Poppy. Looks like Popcorn Poppy was looking to go for a pile driver, staring down the Sauce as he put Jim Ross into position. Popcorn Poppy and the Sauce brawling on the outside here now. Referee Slapthigh Jones, our lead official, struggling to regain control of this tag team bout. As the 2 legal men, Popcorn Poppy and Jim Ross, resume their battle here tonight. Side kick to the head from K-Dog. Another collar and elbow tie up. The Sauce into the opposing corner. K-Dog restraining the arms of the Sauce. Manhattan drop from Popcorn Poppy to the Sauce, continuing to strike and shoot below the belt here. Delivering a headbutt to the groin of the Sauce. Let me assure you, there is nothing special about the way a move like that feels. Reverse sitting armbar, full pressure applied, and the Sauce taps. Popcorn Poppy was trying to single out the arms of the Sauce this entire bout, and it looks like it paid off here. We get a closer look got the sauce here cinched in deep with this reverse sitting armbar here. It appears that the sauce chose to tap out as soon as he could to try and conserve his energy for ignition. As the sauce and Jim Ross huddle outside of the ring, letting Popcorn Poppy have this battle, but he will not win the war as it continues to rage on. 5 nights from tonight, Saturday night, Ignition 9/8 Central, where you will be able to see K-Dog go one-on-one against Kabuki in a highly anticipated rematch. Popcorn Poppy following the Sausage and Ross up the aisleway here. Letting K-Dog have the floor. And what the hell is this? Kabuki running in through the crowd. K-Dog put up the challenge for a rematch this Saturday night at Ignition last week to Kabuki, and this is one hell of a way for Kabuki to formally and officially accept that challenge. Kabuki capitalizing on a tired, gassed, exhausted K-Dog. Sidekick into the sternum of K-Dog, knocking him down to the mat. K-Dog in a precarious position, rolling wheel kick. Rebounding off those ropes is Kabuki. Looking for the master stroke. That's how he won the match beforehand. And he busted open K-Dog with it. That is twice in less than a month that Kabuki was able to get the upper hand on K-Dog. Albeit some underhanded tactics at play. It was at first on the debut night for Kabuki at Fever Pitch, smashing a guitar over the head of K-Dog. A pivotal move that would give Kabuki the victory that night. And now Kabuki seemingly accepting that challenge from K-Dog for Ignition, jumping him after the bell rang, after the events of our tag team bout here tonight. Landing K-Dog's head into the mat with that master stroke. What kind of condition is K-Dog gonna be in this Saturday night for K-Dog versus Kabuki 2 at Ignition? What kind of plan does the Sauce have in mind for Popcorn Poppy come Ignition? As we aim to bring you more action, as coming up next, we'll be seeing Ricky Rhombus, the shape of the future, a man that we will also be seeing at Ignition in that triple threat match for the KPW Hardcore Championship. Getting a bit of a warm-up here, getting a bit of a practice run here at the, hopefully on his behalf, at the expense of the star attraction, the #1 contender to the KPW Twitch Championship, Pierre Cinema. Star attraction, Francis, greatest export Pierre Cinema, the 2024 Golden Gauntlet winner, hoping to finally add a championship belt to his repertoire, to his long resume here at KPW. Big strike from Ricky Rhombus, sending Pierre Cinema outside of the ring. Last time we saw Pierre Cinema, it was in that 8-man Twitch Battle Royal 2 weeks ago at the season premiere of War Zone, where it came down to him and the Sauce in the final two. The odds were absolutely stacked against the star attraction Pierre Cinema, until an unlikely assist from Popcorn Poppy was able to provide the distraction on the Sauce and open him up just enough for Pierre Cinema to capitalize. Now Pierre Cinema has a date at Ignition 5 nights from tonight against the 300-pound misfit, our resident double champion, one half of the KPW Tag Team Champions, sharing that distinction with a man that we saw earlier tonight, Tape. And of course, the second of two belts, the one that will be on the line in 5 nights from tonight, the one up for grabs at Ignition, the KPW Twitch Championship. Pierre Cinema going one-on-one against Bob that night, hoping to keep the momentum high as it's been for Pierre Cinema over the past several months. Many high-profile bouts for Pierre Cinema. 2 highly acclaimed bouts against the current World Heavyweight Champion, the Viceroy Jedi, at Summer Spark and at Collision Course. 2 events that you can catch on KOD Kumite On Demand here at the Team Adhesive Broadcasting Network. All free of charge, all free of advertising. Waistlock tie-up. Ricky Rhombus with the early advantage here. But Pierre Cinema ain't gonna go down without a fight. He's tougher than a $2 steak, ladies and gentlemen. Pierre Cinema running into that Fisherman Buster there, but he was able to reach the ropes because of that extra positioning that Pierre Cinema has picked up over the past several months. The high caliber performances that he's been putting on the past several months, tuning Pierre Cinema into the kind of combatant that we never thought we'd be able to see almost a year ago from this point. The way that this man has matured ever since his arrival to KPW back in April has been nothing but stunning to keep up with every week. Nothing but astonishing. Ricky Rhombus, however, a hot prospect of KPW, brought in during the Lethal Lottery match all the way back in June. German suplex, perfect bridge from Ricky Rhombus, but Pierre's in-ring awareness coming to his advantage, coming to rescue him once again. Rib breaker from Pierre Cinema to Ricky Rhombus. Pierre Cinema in the red and white, Ricky Rhombus in the green and gold. The star attraction versus the shape of the future. Wrist lock counter from Ricky Rhombus, taking the time to cloak and bloviate to the Kumite faithful here tonight. A risky business when you're dealing with a man like Pierre Cinema. You never want to give him enough time to capitalize, enough time to regain his composure, to catch his breath. That is the kind of man that you want to keep the pressure up on. Man that won the Ultimate Gauntlet match all the way back in November as part of the final week of the KPW Golden Gauntlet Round Robin Mini Series. Kumite faithful here tonight in the Kumite Center, resoundingly behind Pierre Cinema. Float over counter from Pierre Cinema. Manhattan drop into the loins of Ricky Rhombus here. And Pierre Cinema's got Ricky right where he wants him. A Pierre destruction. One take might be all it needs here. And Ricky Rhombus gets the shoulder up. 2.9. We can't believe what we're seeing here either. And Pierre Cinema realizes that there's no time to argue with Slap Thigh Jones, our lead official here in KPW. There's no time to waste here. He's got to keep the pressure up. Ricky Rhombus, not a man to be underestimated, as he had one hell of a run in the Golden Gauntlet as well. While Pierre Cinema was the man that emerged victorious across the entire round robin mini series. Ricky Rhombus went undefeated in the B block up to that point. Snap DDT from Ricky Rhombus. Gonna fold Pierre Cinema in half, compress the vertebrae running down the spine of Pierre Cinema. Lateral press cover. Pierre trying to make quick work of Ricky Rhombus here, and Ricky kicks out once again. Back body drop from Pierre Cinema. Pierre staying quick with the pinfall attempts. Another 2-count kick out from Ricky Rhombus. Diving clothesline, counter into a reverse armbar. Springboard moonsault from the second rope. Pierre Cinema constantly getting the opportunity to showcase his agility here. Schoolboy pinfall. We're gonna steal one here, and he gets it. Pierre Cinema gets one over on the Shape of the Future, Ricky Rhombus. Ricky Rhombus' future has always looked bright from the moment that he stepped foot here in KPW, but it's bright for a much different reason here tonight, as he is looking up at the lights here, courtesy of Pierre Cinema, as he sneaks in one hell of a victory here tonight, ahead of Ignition. As Bob looks on from the skybox, the KPW Twitch champion, one half of the KPW Tag Team champions. The 300-pound misfit, a man that the fans have affectionately called Bobby Two Belts. And one hell of a view seeing Pierre Cinema roll up Ricky Rhombus with relative ease, it seems. Just like that, just at the snap of a finger, it seems, Pierre Cinema could take that Twitch championship home, back home overseas and back to France, and wear it with pride. Congratulations to Pierre Cinema on a massive momentum shifting victory here tonight here on Warzone. And coming up next, main event bout, tag team action, coming up ahead. as the First Nation Slarty and Shuko take on the imposter Ding and the KPW World Heavyweight Champion, the Viceroy Jedi.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are just mere moments away from seeing one of the biggest tag team main events in KPW history. We'll be seeing the KPW World Heavyweight Champion Jedi, and that hired goon of his take on these fine men standing beside me. To the left, we have the War Machine Slarty, the Mastermind Sigma Shuko to the right. Together, they are the First Nation. I can tell that both of you gentlemen have been waiting to get your hands on the champ one last time before passing the baton over to Popo in time for ignition. Any final thoughts from either of you before you go to war in the Kumite Center here in Broker?
Roger, I've sharpened up this 2x4 just for this occasion here tonight. I know the kind of games that both of these men are gonna play inside the ring as soon as we hear that bell. It's one thing to speak ill of the dearly departed, but there's a deep circle of hell reserved for the champion for parading around this fake. As if the real Ding would follow in the footsteps of a man like Jedi. He can claim innocence all he wants, and he hasn't done a damn thing to clear his name. Actions speak louder than words, and when we seeing you play ball with this flesh puppet, we don't take kindly to disrespect like this. And when the night is all said and done, I'm gonna take this lumber and stick it where the sun don't shine. And then we'll see if you squeal the same way you've been squealing for the past 3 months. But we didn't forget about you. Ding. Tell him all, Shuko.
Slarty, I feel like we're in the middle of one of those reruns. We're locked. We're loaded. And the First Nation is ready to tear the damn house down behind enemy lines. Jedi never could do what we're about to do in just a brief moment. We don't need shortcuts to hold the top spot. We're the closest thing this place has to a private militia, and what the champ and Ding are about to realize is real simple. They had a chance to put us down at fever pitch and they didn't go through on it. 2 weeks ago, they tried to put us down by themselves and that backfired. I spilled that so-called Dinger's blood all over that bar, and if it wasn't for that extra coat of paint, we'd know exactly who that puppet is. I hope the both of you are at 100% because you're gonna need every last bit of that to beat the First Nation here tonight on War Zone. But before we head out there, let me speak on behalf of both of us and address the #1 contender. The heartthrob Popo. We don't like you just as much as you don't like us. But we are here to finish our business just as much as you're ready to start your business on Saturday by becoming the next World Heavyweight Champion. We'll be seeing you real soon should you win. We may have the same enemy tonight, but if you get involved, you're fair game. Come on, Slarty, let's get down to ringside.
Looks like Slarty's leading the charge as always, surveying the ringside area on behalf of the First Nation, making their points abundantly crystal clear, not just to Jedi, not just to the imposter Ding, the identity of whom we still haven't figured out, but also the #1 contender Popo put on high alert. Both of these men here, both representing the First Nation, receiving their World Heavyweight title shots in the past month. First, it was the Mastermind Sigma Shuko challenging Jedi and coming up just short at fever pitch. A night that the First Nation surely won't forget. And then all the way back on January 6th, just 2 weeks ago, the war that was raged on in the main event at the season premiere of Warzone between this individual, this gentleman here, the Viceroy Jedi, and the challenger that night, Slarty. The ropes were adorned white that night, but after the blood that was spilled in that main event, it turned to red. And whoever this man is has dressed up as the Dinger. I'm sure he's looking to get some retribution here tonight after Shuko spilled his blood in that bar just 2 weeks ago on Warzone. Jedi and Slarty resuming their business from 2 weeks ago in the main event of Warzone here tonight. Scoop slam with authority here from Slarty here. Exchange of blows between Jedi and Slarty. Slarty winning the exchange. Slarty's well renowned for his striking ability, for his quick attention to detail when it comes down to that bell ringing. It's like a shark when he smells blood in the water. Spinning heel kick to the back of Slarty. Belly to back suplex from Slarty to Jedi, and then Slarty taking advantage of the situation, going after that hired goon, that imposter, that puppet, that man that likes to think that he's Ding. But we know goddamn well that's not the real Ding. Running clothesline from Slarty, knocking down Jedi. And Jedi is a man that's been professing his innocence about the disappearance of the real Ding all the way back at Madhouse, back in October, the very night where Jedi won the World Heavyweight Championship. Springboard missile dropkick from Shuko to this goon, this imposter, this doppelganger, this absolute sham of a human being. Action spilling to the outside. Jedi, baseball bat in hand. Slarty disarming the world champion. And we know that Slarty could take one hell of a beating as Jedi and Slarty went nearly 30 minutes in the main event of Warzone for the World Heavyweight Championship just 2 weeks ago. We're in danger of being countered out here. Ding. Heavy emphasis on the quotations there. Shuko with a head full of steam there. Tope Suicida connecting into that hired goon. Knocking down that sick son of a bitch. And now he's pulling him back into the ring. Tiger Bomb. Jedi's too occupied with the War Machine Slarty on the outside to notice that Ding almost ate the pin for the team there. For a man that's been professing his innocence, he surely hasn't helped any favors by staying loosely associated with this imposter. You know that Jedi is a man that likes to be direct with his attacks. A man that is as cold and as calculated, as cool, as calm, and as collected as they come. As KPW put up an official poll for the Kumite faithful over the past several weeks, interviewing individuals off the streets, hoping to get their thoughts and opinions about who took out the dinger at Madhouse. 73% of the individuals that were pulled in over the course of the past 2 weeks have said that Jedi is the culprit. Board of directors still conducting their internal investigation. Still hoping to find any kind of connection that may or may not exonerate Jedi, our world heavyweight champion, from such a scandalous, scrutinizing action. Because what that really was at the end of the day, there's no ands, ifs, or buts about it. That was just an attempted murder. Locking somebody in their own rental car and then hitching them off it with a tow truck and then dumping them into the ocean. That is just sick. That is just twisted. And speaking of twisted, that imposter, that fake, that phony, managed to twist his shoulder up to kick out of that triple power bomb from Shuko. We never thought we would see anybody stoop to such lows here in KPW, stoop to such depths. Whether or not Jedi wants to claim his innocence since Madhouse, he sure as hell hasn't presented the best image. He isn't playing with the best hand here tonight. Jedi and Slarty back at it. The two legal men in our main event tag team bout here tonight on Warzone. Spinning roundhouse kick from Jedi, knocking down the War Machine Slarty. As this battle continues on here, Jedi and the imposter Ding take on the First Nation in the main event of Warzone. First Nation hot on the heels, hoping to find the hidden identity of the man across the ring from them. Hoping to beat their way right through that thick face paint of that so-called dinger. Power and elbow tie up here. Another tiger bomb from Shuko. Using it to transition into a lion tamer. Is he gonna tap out the world heavyweight champion? Jedi gets out. He's scrambling for the tag. Tandem offense here between the world champion and this cheap impersonator. You know that this man is very likely the man that carried out the hit. You know that this is very likely the man that took out guys like Chris Billy. Just over a month and a half ago, Chris Billy was attacked by a masked assailant. With his arm getting completely snapped off the bone. It seems that these backstage assaults, that these post-match assaults carried out by these masked individuals seem to have toned down a bit in the time that we've seen this look-alike, this imposter, this fake, this fraud, this absolute phony of an icon like Ding. Jedi whipping Shuko into his tag team partner, neckbreaker, keeping the pressure up. But the First Nation has Jedi tucked away from his corner of the ring here. Slarty's tagged in. Rapid fire knee strikes from the War Machine. Slarty, cover. 2 count. And now Slarty staring down, trying to get a glimpse into the eyes of this imposter, trying to figure out who it might be. If there's any glimmer of light in that man's eyes, he's gonna spot it out. Now Slarty's singling out this imposter. Oh my God! Ding! Suplexing Slarty over the top rope, down to the floor from the apron. And Slarty is just absolutely reeling in pain. I swear to God, a maneuver like that could break a man's back. All 4 men brawling on the outside. High risk of getting counted out here. Slarty and Jedi, the 2 legal individuals of this bout, re-entering the ring. Back and forth, brawling, more fisticuffs from Jedi and Slarty. Jedi winning the exchange this time around. Phantom offense from the First Nation. A clothesline from the front. A knee into the back from the back. Jedi just getting absolutely sandwiched here between the First Nation. Kick out from the Viceroy, kick out from the World Heavyweight Champion. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're joining us here tonight in the Kumite Center for our main event, Bout of War Zone, what you have missed in the time leading up to this moment, a thrilling opening bout between two of our champions, 2 of our highly esteemed champions. The hardcore champion Corey Sinclair emerging victorious against one half of the KPW Tag Team Champions, Tape. We also saw Popcorn Poppy and K-Dog emerge victorious against the tag team of the Connection, the Sauce and Jim Ross. Lateral press cover from Shuko to Ding, and the imposter Ding kicks out. Looks like we're getting a series of German suplexes from Shuko to Ding. Locking arms around that waistline. Just before more singles action, as Pierre Cinema defeated Ricky Rhombus. All these individuals looking to get a slight edge, looking to get any kind of momentum to build themselves up into Ignition this Saturday night. Our first ever Saturday night special here at Kumite Professional Wrestling. Lion Tamer locked in on the imposter. Jedi just letting him have it as the First Nation pick up the victory here tonight. The Viceroy leaving this imposter, this doppelganger, in the dust there. Just telling Shuko to just let him have it. And we should have expected this from a man like Jedi. He don't give a damn about anything except himself and that World Heavyweight Championship. This is all just buying him time. to scurry away with the World Heavyweight Championship. And here's that Jedi and Ding. Opposite ends of the ring. A bit unsatisfied with the First Nation emerging victorious, getting one over on them. Jedi's not a man to take a loss like this lightly, even if he wasn't directly involved. And it looks like the First Nation was ready to go for round 2 here. Referees just refusing to get involved. Security being held back by a resident interviewer, Roger, for some reason. Roger, of all people, just really had it out for a man like the Viceroy Jedi. This is no surprise that he wants to see the First Nation continue to kick this man's ass. Slarty and Jedi continuing their business. Ding and Shuko. Ding power bombing the soul out of Shuko. Brainbuster to Slarty. And here comes the #1 contender, the heartthrob Popo. He must be fresh out of the showers here. Marching down to the ring in nothing but his tidy whities. Shuko rolling out of the ring. Popo even going out of his way to set up the pyro there. And the heartthrob Popo looking to explode all over this imposter here. Texas T super kick. And he's looking for another one here. Instead of going for a triple German suplex, trying to immobilize the Dinger. I feel disgusted having to describe him that way. Slarty and Jedi's continuing their war from the past several months. A second Texas T super kick from Popo to Ding. We know the personal connection that Popo had with the real Ding. The camaraderie on display, the friendship. We know how Popo would not take actions like this lightly. Now Slarty and Popo going at it. It's all fair game. Popo got into their business, but Popo snuck in a Texas T on the champion. Popo just laid out the World Heavyweight Champion. He's seeing stars out there. Slarty booting the Dinger out of the ring here. Now Slarty and Popo continuing their business. No love lost between these two. We heard from the First Nation that if Popo and Slarty got involved in each other's business, it was gonna come down to this. And Popo clearing the ring here, sending one hell of a message here to the World Heavyweight Champion. And nothing but a pair of tidy whities and a headband. Coming down to kick ass and take names before Ignition this Saturday night, 9/8 Central. World Heavyweight Champion making a beeline through the crowd. Slarty and Ding being held back from one another by ringside security, by arena staff. Finally, a semblance of order here The calm before the storm. The storm lying ahead. The KPW World Heavyweight Championship up for grabs in the main event this Saturday night at Ignition. As Popo, the heartthrob, takes on the Viceroy Jedi for the World Heavyweight Championship. And we are all out of time, ladies and gentlemen. I've been Tapey Styles, the only man that could call the action right down the middle, flying solo as always. Advising the viewers to stay safe, take care, and watch out for the snow. It's been a cold week here across the country, but it's gonna heat up this Saturday night for Ignition, and KPW hopes to see you all there. Good night, everybody.